Creatures of the Night, let's talk about Ring of Honor. Our first match, we had Zack Knight versus John Cruz. Zack does take the win for this match. Now, I am actually really excited to see him being part of Ring of Honor AEW. If you have seen or know the story of Saraya's family, you might feel like a little bit of emotional attachment to them and wanting them to succeed in the world of professional wrestling. So I do see big things coming up for Zack in Ring of Honor. So it's really great to see him doing his thing there. We'll see how the year plays out for him. Now, we also do have Tony Nese versus Marcus Cross. This is a squash match, and really so early in the night, I feel like these types of matches should just be thrown on in the middle of the card. Once again, for the millionth time, squash matches are definitely not needed. I don't really see the point of these things, but it do make up for having Kyle Fletcher putting the TV title on the line against our homie Angelico. Actually, Angelico is one of the very, very few people that Ring of Honor has built up and made him look like a credible opponent. You guys know Angelico was one of those guys that used to be on Dark Elevation, pretty much doing all the jobs or whatnot. And now he looks like a serious competitor. And that right there, they were able to take some time and build him up to going against Eddie Kingston for the world title. We knew that wasn't going to happen, obviously him winning it, but they were able to really build him up and make him look like, like he's not that jobber that everyone is used to seeing him be. He has a really great match here with Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher is really playing into the heel role, and I absolutely enjoy this a lot. Now, obviously Kyle retains, but I saw something interesting on social media. There's some show coming on, can't remember exactly where it is, and Kyle Fletcher is going to be there with Uncle Don, and they are also showing that Mark Davis is going to be there too, and he is being billed as part of the Don Callis family, and I think that is very interesting to see. Obviously, Kyle Fletcher is holding singles gold, and if Mark Davis is being advertised for a show, I believe in February, then he must be just about healed up and ready to go, and I love to see what the dynamic's going to be like with only one of them having a singles title. So be interesting to see what happens here. But in going back to talking about Angelico, he's actually looking really, really great in the ring, and I would love to see more of him. Don't sleep on this guy. I really feel like he can have that TV title later on this year. Up next, we have Lexi. She's looking backstage for Dalton Castle. She's supposed to have an interview with him. This dude is like in some kind of big ass hamper laundry basket or whatever. And apparently he still hasn't slept since Final Battle. And his ass looks like he hasn't bathed since Final Battle either. And he's just really depressed about obviously not getting a chance to win the TV title. Now, he did speak to the board of directors about having a match with Johnny TV. And they said yes, as long as Johnny agrees too. And he is, I guess, afraid to ask Johnny to have a match with him. So he asks Lexi to go over there and talk to Johnny and get his ass to say yes to them to have a match. Now, later on, Lexi does go over and talk to Johnny TV along with Taya Valkyrie. And she lets him know, Dalton wants a match. And the board of directors say, hey, y'all can have this match if you agree. And Johnny just laughed and said, bitch, he is not TV ready. He ain't ready for me. The answer is no. So since he said no, the match is not happening. And obviously Dalton Castle is not happy about that. Now up next, we do have tag team action. We have the Righteous versus the Dawsons. You guys, this is not even worth talking about. This is another situation where it was like, for a little bit, the Righteous were on a high, and now we're back to doing squash matches and matches that just don't really matter. They have really interesting characters, very mysterious hippie type characters or whatever, and for whatever reason, they're just not taking advantage of what these characters could be doing, at least to the fullest extent, storyline wise. They just keep putting them in random matches, whether if it's a trios match where they're being partners with Lance Archer, or if it's just the two of them It's just too random, and unfortunately, we're not getting the best out of this tag team. Now, I would say this though, we are seeing a lot more tag team matches on Ring of Honor, and now that we obviously know that it's the Kingdom that have the tag titles, for whatever reason, these bitches were not on the show. I don't understand what that's about. I really hope that that changes really, really soon, because the tag team division in Ring of Honor is definitely picking up. So I would definitely love to see those tag titles going up for grabs, with the champions being on the show. And unfortunately, that's just not the case at this point. Now, after this, we do have Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty. They have a match with the Infantry for the main event. Is a 2 out of 3 falls match. Now, they have beaten the Infantry before, and they said that they're going to whoop their asses again. So this is going to be an interesting matchup, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Up next, we have more tag team action. We have the Iron Savages along with Jack Jameson versus the Boys. Now, obviously, there's nothing to take seriously here. These guys are here for basically comedy and having fun. And I'm going to say this. And if it wasn't for teams like the Iron Savages, the Boys, the Outrunners, these kooky teams or whatever, they're the ones I believe do help carry the show in terms of making it fun. They have the personality, they're able to get the fans that are in the crowd engaged, and they make you laugh. And I feel like that's absolutely needed when you have a show like Ring of Honor, where sometimes these matches just thrown back to back to back, and you don't really feel like you're necessarily having fun with the flow of the show. These teams are perfect for comedy and adding entertainment here. Now, the Iron Savages does take the win here, and the Iron Savages, as silly as they are, especially now that they're doing this Titty City thing, where they open up Boulder's singlet so you can see his nipples and all that stuff. It's really silly or whatever. But they're a legit tag team. They started off as Bear Country back when they used to have AEW Dark and Elevation or whatever, and you didn't really take them so seriously. As a matter of fact, that the Bear Country thing wasn't really working out for them, and they finally found their footing, and they're absolutely a great tag team. We've seen them on Collision here and there, and I do feel like this team could definitely be on the shows more often, even on Rampage. Give these guys some TV time. They are absolutely great, and yes, they did beat the Boys. Now, after this, we do have Cole Carter versus Serpentico. Thank God this wasn't a squash. Now, I have to say this though. This was pretty much one-on-one until like towards the end. We actually have Maria and Griff Garrison that come out for a distraction, and that ends up helping Cole Carter takes the win with a roll-up. I hate roll-ups. But I am seeing, ever since that moment that we had the other night where Adam Copeland had that match with Griff Garrison, I'm seeing something different with Griff. Griff is definitely standing out to me more than Cole Carter right now. And I am seeing that he is definitely tapped in that heel energy that they've been wanting him to do for the past few months. And it's finally tapping in. It's going to take a little bit more time, but you definitely see that he is definitely motivated right now. He's found something to be motivated about. And I'm just saying, just having someone like Adam Copeland to just pull you aside and say, kid, come in the ring with me for a few minutes. Something like that was just enough to get his ass up and rolling to make some changes about his character. So I really, really like that. And like I said, that is making him stand out a little bit more than Cole, who's been standing out more than Griff this whole entire time. So kudos to Griff Garrison for waking his ass up and changing some things about his character. Hopefully he has a really bright future ahead. Up next, we have the ladies in action in a four-corner survival match. We do have Lady Frost, Queen Aminata, Diamante, and Trish Adora. Now, this match was actually really great. However, it was cut short. So, just when I was like, all right, these girls are really giving it. It might have been like 5 minutes or something like that, maybe slightly less. And Queen Aminata takes the win with a double stomp onto Lady Frost. And I was just so shocked to see how quickly they wrapped up the match or whatnot. I'm not saying like there was injuries or whatever. I'm just saying they probably told them to just go out there for 5 minutes and get it done. And that wasn't long enough, especially when you're seeing four really talented girls in the ring giving their all. And I'm just like, wow, they are really cooking something with these ladies. And this is what I'm noticing with the show. I feel like they're doing something with the girls that could possibly change things in terms of the women division in both AEW and Ring of Honor. They obviously have that tournament that's going to be coming up for the TV title. They only announced only 5 people so far confirmed to be part of that tournament. And since then, they haven't announced anyone else. I think that was like 2 weeks ago. I don't know what's the holdup with that. Because they haven't announced anyone else or given any other details in terms of the tournament, this is the perfect time for Tony Khan to backtrack and say, hey, yes, I said it was an eliminator tournament, but we should do, something like the Continental Classic style type of tournament, because I think that would be the best case scenario to really showcase these girls, especially some of these girls that we actually don't get a chance to see enough of in the ring. If they were to, have that 20-minute time limit, just like how they had with the Continental Classic, have these girls get a chance to have a color league, 2 color leagues, and, have these girls go against each other. That's a best case scenario for building the women's division. And I think that would be a really great thing if they were to do that. But we're starting to see more girls now. Some of these girls that we don't necessarily get a chance to see much of on AEW, they are, sprinkling these girls into Ring of Honor. And that really makes me excited, because now I'm like, okay, we're going to get something really special. If Tony Khan plays his cards right, this could really be exactly what the women's division need. All these girls, I see so much potential in them. Some of these girls are just absolutely outstanding in the ring. Unfortunately, not getting enough shine to do whatever it is that they do. And this type of thing, if they were to do this tournament the right way, would be absolutely beneficial to them. Now, after this, we do have Josh Woods in action. Every time they say so-and-so in action, it's a squash. And it absolutely was a squash. There's nothing to talk about here. Now, after this, we do have the Infantry. They're backstage. They're really upset about the comments that Shane Taylor Productions has said about them, about their 2 out of 3 falls match that they're going to have for the main event. And they're letting them know that, hey, maybe y'all beat us before in the past, but we have changed, we have grown, we are a better team, and you won't get the best of us tonight. And Lord have mercy, were they wrong. Up next, we have Taya Valkyrie versus Robin Renegade. Nothing to really talk about here. Taya does take the win. Now, after this, we do have a really interesting segment with Lexi Nair and Billy Starks. They're actually celebrating that Athena is having a break right now, and they're talking about the things that they want to go do and celebrate and have a good time. And so Athena obviously is going to take it the wrong way. I think they're just pretty much happy that Athena gets a break. She gets to, chill out and not having to go into the ring. And Billy Starks is saying that she's going to focus on getting her TV title. And then they're going to just have a great time, her and Lexi. And later on, we do actually have Athena on social media. She responds to this segment saying, what the fuck is this? So I guess we're going to get some type of minion meeting next week with Athena. I absolutely love these girls. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with this TV title tournament thing. It just seems like it's going to take forever before we actually get the details to this. But it's really great to see that Athena is actually getting a break, or maybe we think she's getting a break. I'll get into that in a second. Okay, so next we have Layla Hirsch and Rachel Ellering against Emily J and Brittany Jade. When I seen the 2 girls in the ring, they didn't even look like they were ready to be there. Like, something about it, I was just like, ooh, girls, some prayers are in order. Y'all look like y'all just probably need some time to prepare. I didn't care for this. Once again, I see where they're going with Rachel and Layla. I just don't feel the chemistry with these 2 girls. And especially since they're already in the TV tournament, they're going to be obviously for themselves or whatever. I don't really understand the pairing of these 2 girls. I just don't care for it. They obviously take the win. But the most interesting part here is right after this, Abaddon comes out, and Abaddon is just, giving her usual zombie looks, and Abaddon looks great. My issue here is that obviously Rachel, Layla, they don't fit each other in my opinion, but then Abaddon comes out and somehow is going to get in between whatever's going on with these 2 here. I don't know what it is, but Abaddon's on TV, and I'm going to take it for what it is. And I do like the fact that perhaps maybe they don't have anything for Abaddon to do, especially after going for the TBS title. And then they bring Abaddon over to Ring of Honor. That will work out as well. If Abaddon's going to be on the tournament, that would be great. Or just competing on Ring of Honor, that would be great. If y'all don't have anything to do with certain people on AEW TV, Ring of Honor should definitely be a place to put those people who don't fit in with what's going on the bigger shows. So I'm definitely glad to see Abaddon there and what's going to happen with them. Up next, my match of the night, Blake Christian versus Jack Cartwheel, Slim J, and Gravity. Y'all already know, everybody I just said are amazing, but Slim J, he comes out every few months, have a match or two, and then we don't see him anymore. Oh my God, every time I see him in the ring, I'm just like, I want more. I want more. You are so awesome. Why aren't you on the show every week? I don't know what the situation is, but it always blows my mind every single time. Jack Cartwheel is another one too. I don't know if he's signed, but man, the things that he's able to do is pretty great. His name, a little questionable, but it does tells you exactly what you're going to get. And he's amazing in the ring. And I would love to see him being signed and see more of him. Definitely one of the more talented. Well, they're all so talented. I can't say who's more talented, but Blake Christian always blows my mind as well. He does take the win for this match, but damn, they are just so great. He wins via submission on Slim J. Slim J, what are you doing next week? Come back on the show. And then the week after that, you're awesome. We want to see more. Now, after this, we do have our minion overlord, Athena. She is at her wrestling school and she is letting us know how she's taking a break, how she have a broken nose and her toe is sprained and all these other injuries that she got going on right now, but she's taking a much needed break. And in the background, you can see that there are students who are training. It's a really, really nice looking wrestling school. Now, while she's doing all this talking, someone is behind her trying to interrupt her, and it turns out to be Nyla Rose. Now, when Athena realizes Nyla, it's already too late. Nyla started putting a beat down on her ass and end up attacking her and a couple of the students at the school too. And I'm just like, whoa, this is so crazy. Now, I don't know if this whole break thing, how much longer it's going to last, because we do have Nyla who ends up slamming her through like, I don't know, a door or plywood, something. She slams Athena through something. And obviously this is opening a storyline between the two of them, and it looks absolutely amazing. So I'm really excited to see where that goes. I do hope that Athena is healing up real nice, because right after the final battle pay-per-view, the very next night, she did a match for the taping for Ring of Honor. So she still has been wrestling with those injuries, and we just start now seeing her not being on the show. And I think that's okay, especially now that we're seeing much more girls on the Ring of Honor. She could take a little bit of break while we build up some of these other ladies in the meantime. But Nyla is definitely coming for that women's title, and I am all here for it. Up next, we do have Christopher Daniels versus Lee Johnson. Didn't really care about this. Christopher Daniels take the win. Lee Johnson's going to have to do a little bit more to win me over still. Now, for our main event, we do have Shane Taylor Productions versus the Infantry. Now, the first fall does go for Shane Taylor. Then the second one we do have with Sean Dean. Now, the third one, guess who that goes to? Obviously, Lee Moriarty. Lee Moriarty ends up pinning Sean Dean for the win for his team. And Shane Taylor Productions is definitely happy about this W. Now, honestly, I actually really do like Shane and Lee Moriarty together. They do have chemistry. Obviously, they're kind of thrown in together as a tag team, but it still works. In my opinion, though, both these guys stand out to me more as singles competitors, especially Lee Moriarty. Lee Moriarty is somebody who is absolutely amazing enough from a technical standpoint to be holding the pure title. But you guys already know, Wheeler Yuta's holding that right now. So it'll be really great to see him holding that singles title sometime this year. But definitely Shane Taylor Productions is looking really, really great. They look like they can, get their hands on the tag titles this year. That would be great to see as well. And going back to the whole Kingdom holding the title, I've actually been wanting them to have the title ever since early last year with Ring of Honor. They put in a lot of work last year, and I'm afraid that they may have fallen into the mix with this storyline with Adam Cole, where it's like they're going to be AEW guys holding Ring of Honor titles. And I'm hoping that's not the case, like how we saw with Adam Cole and MJF pretty much holding those titles hostage on AEW TV. I really hope that is not the case. But either way, the show was decent. There's a couple of of things here that are definitely worth watching. The ladies are definitely getting better, and I'm seeing something that I'm hoping that they're going in the right direction with these girls. And if Tony Khan plays his card right, this will be a win for the entire women's division in both AEW and Ring of Honor. And Kingdom, y'all got no reason to not be on the show. We need our tag titles back on the show. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll be back with my review tomorrow with Rampage.